Hi everyone, I'm Pranoti, host of Under the Microscope. This series is brought to you by the Real Scientists Nano team. Our goal is to provide a platform where scientists can communicate their work and interact with the public. With that in mind, every week we introduce you to a scientist working in the field of materials or nanoscience, who tweets from the Real Scientists Nano Twitter account, which is realsci_nano. Hi everyone, my name is Pranoti, and today we have with us Brian R. Pauw, who is a researcher at the BAM Federal Institute for Materials Research and Testing in Berlin, Germany. Hi Brian, how are you?
Hello, yeah, doing fine, thank you.
Great, let's start by understanding your research. So could you explain your research to us in super simple words, please?
So we're developing methods to research materials, and in particular, we are looking at investigating the very fine structure, the finest structure of the materials, such as crystalline lattices, but also slightly larger than that. So the length scales that we're covering are ranging from the angstrom range, which is smaller than a nanometer, all the way up to 1 or several microns. Now, these are really, really tiny structures, but they've been shown to be very important in dictating how materials behave. So if you see a small change in this very fine structure, that will also lead to a big change in the material properties. So we're developing this X-ray scattering method, or further developing this rather old X-ray scattering method, to try and get a really good quantification of this fine structure, right? So we're trying to express this fine structure in numbers, so that we can link these to the material properties. Once we have this link, we can start developing materials with very specific fine structures, so that we have very, very specific properties there. So that's the hope, but we're not quite there yet.
Okay, but we'll get there, definitely. That sounds super interesting. I want to dig deeper into your research on the long podcast. But for now, could you tell us what kind of followers expect in the week that you will be taking over the Real Scientist Nano Twitter account?
Yeah, so I will, of course, be introducing the technique, what it does, how it works, and what we've been doing to it. I will also highlight a couple of the historical developments, because I think they're kind of cool, what was happening in the past, and showing some of the modern twists that we've been doing to this. In addition, I will be taking you through our labs. I am hard at work developing all kinds of instrumentation and machinery to extend the possibilities of our technique and of our instrument. So I hope to excite people a little bit with that by showing them some of that development. Then in the weekend, I hope to show you a little bit about Berlin, because there is, of course, a very nice city around here where history is literally a stone's throw away. So I hope to be able to show you that, weather permitting, and I will also be talking about, stuff around science, things like current career prospects in science. What are some of the troubles that we're experiencing in science? As I'm also regularly doing lectures about some of these topics. So hopefully that will be interesting.
Oh, definitely. All of this is going to be super interesting. I'm personally going to follow all the fun stuff that you're going to talk about, not just the science, but also Berlin, because I'm in Berlin quite often. So it's really nice to see Berlin from your eyes as well. And I know a bit about SAXS, but I would definitely like to know more about the X-ray scattering and everything. So thank you very much for your time, Brian. Looking forward to having you on Real Scientist Nano.
Looking forward to being there.
Thank you for listening. This is Pranoti,
host of Under the Microscope. To know more about us, visit our website, thesciencetalk.com, and follow us on Twitter at realsci_nano.